Hey, it's Just So Trish, and today is another part to the whole series with Amanda from the Fundamental Home. Okay, this video clip is actually a recycled clip. And we actually used it on the Homestead to the Homeschool on the Dirt Patch channel. So every Wednesday we do a Homestead to Homeschool series about homeschooling and everything that comes into it. And we used it, and it is such an amazing clip, and it is such amazing information. I have to share it here because this question comes up a lot, and the concerns and the fears come into play. And what it comes down to is you are not going to ruin your children. If you even have a bad first year, if you buy all the wrong curriculum, you don't even get curriculum bought, your child is not ruined. So this is that conversation.
But more than that, I mentor other parents. I've had a lot of them in my home because I think it's a lot easier to have people just come on in, look at how we do homeschooling, because me trying to describe it, it doesn't always come across the way that I want it to. But if you sit down at my table and see what my children do, then you'll understand exactly what we're doing in our life.
Okay, so the fear, I've been dealing with a lot of homeschool moms. You know, there's this huge trend going on right now of homeschool, of public school, parents taking their public school kids and bringing them home. Mm-hmm. And they're terrified. They're terrified looking for that perfect curriculum. Do I have what I need? I mean, I was on the phone last night with one. Do I have what I need? And the first thing that comes to my heart, I'm like, what you need to hear. Even if you have a bad year, you are not going to, your child is not going to be destroyed. You know, give us some insight about just that affirmation to these mamas that are so just nerve-wracked picking out their curriculum because they're terrified they're going to do this so wrong.
Yeah, it's actually kind of my pet peeve because I've been there. I totally get it. So I'm not understanding of what moms are going through, but I kind of get mad at myself when I feel myself going into that realm that I'm looking for the perfect curriculum. But the fact is that there have been a lot of years that we just couldn't afford the perfect curriculum, and I had to make do with whatever we had on hand or whatever I could find that was inexpensive. And now on the other end, now that my children have pretty much gone through and we're just about finishing up, I can see that it didn't really matter. You know, as long as we were working hard, as long as we were moving forward, and by working hard, I don't mean sitting at a desk for 8 hours, by the way. By working hard, I just mean that we were constantly focused on educating them and making them more knowledgeable about the world and all the different things that they needed to know. So as long as we were doing that and constantly moving forward, everyone developed to the same final endpoint, really. I mean, they did it at different rates, they did it in different ways, but everyone kind of came to the same place. And I think if you look around at all of the adults in the world, you know, there are a lot of folks that are uneducated. You know, there are a lot of folks, older folks, that can't even sign their name, you know. Even so, they're not unintelligent. You know, they're very knowledgeable. They have a lot of value that they've added. And you think, how can they get along in this world for so long without these academic skills? Well, the fact is academics aren't everything. But even so, with a minimal amount of teaching, with a minimal amount of effort, your children can learn your basic reading and your basic math and your basic writing. So if you just put a little bit of effort in, you can get to that point. But if you put any more effort than that, you can reach academic heights. And you don't have to be anything special. You don't have to have, you don't have to be super knowledgeable about anything in particular. You know, I think that one of the most important things I like to tell people is that my husband and I, neither one of us had a college degree when we started homeschooling. You know, we were both just simple high school graduates. I'm a stay-at-home mom. He works at a place that everyone shops at, that always has low prices. Like, we're not fancy people. We're just regular people. And yet we're able to teach our children in a way that is recognized because we just moved forward and kept going on with it and didn't get frustrated, didn't break ourselves down, didn't worry about curriculum in the long run. In the end, we just said, you know what, this is what we have. We're going to do the best we can with it. And we were thankful for that.
And you touched on so many things, because it comes down to, I've had in the past where it's like, oh, we're comfortable with you homeschooling your kids. You have a degree. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, that's not the case. I'm sorry, but you can buy curriculum that you read and it gives you what you need to do. You're not inventing the wheel. You're not inventing the wheel to go. It's not rocket science, is what I want to say. And even though it's very important that we have educators and they have a whole system to be schooled through to become this educator, if you go back in the day, when they were teaching in the one-room schoolhouse, most of those teachers had an 8th grade, 12th grade education, and that was educated.
That's right.
And so sometimes we get into the realm of what is educated and what does that really mean?
Remember Amanda at the Fundamental Home? I have a link. That side. I have a link for her. Go check her out. She is starting to blog more on her homeschool experiences. Definitely encourage her on it. She has so much information. We just need to get her to put it on video. So please, just from an old school mama or from a veteran mama and another veteran mama, even if this is your worst year, you're not going to ruin your kid. Your kid will catch up leaps and bounds, and it will be okay. So here we go.